Did you know that Harlequin has a holiday romance headquarters? Yep, it's out there and waiting for you to go discover some new holiday romances. So if you haven't been to the Harlequin website in a while, why not? It's a great way to search for your favorite Harlequin books, either by series or you can see new releases or just do a search for a particular subject matter that you're looking for. Now, if you go to Discover at the top, you'll see a lot of special interest books already grouped together for you by Harlequin. And my favorite is the Harlequin Holiday Romance Headquarters. So I picked out 7 books that I think are must-haves on your TBR, although it was hard to choose because I kind of loved all of them. Holiday romances are my favorite, so I was very excited to see this. So let's get into that list today. Hi everyone, I'm Lisa from Lisa London Books, and you are watching the Harlequin Books channel where we talk all about romance. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. We post new videos every week. The first 3 are Christmas romances, which is naturally where I gravitate, and I'm guessing you do too, so we'll just start right there. The first one is Snowed In for Christmas by Sarah Morgan, and this is about Lucy who really needs to nail a sales deal from Ross before the holidays, otherwise she's going to lose her business. And it looks like she's going to be spending the holidays alone, so she decides to go ahead and chase after him to talk him into it before the end of the year. And he happens to be spending the holidays with his family, the Millers. So she shows up on the Millers' doorstep. And of course, they naturally assume, because it's the holidays, that she is his girlfriend. They end up getting it cleared up, but in the meantime, she ends up getting snowed in there for the holidays. And because they're nice and a wonderful family, the Millers end up hosting her, and she ends up getting to know Ross a little better. The next one is Merry Christmas Cowboy by Macy Yates, and this is about Wolf, a cowboy who is heartbroken, but his brother is newly married and super in love, and it's a little bit much for him to be around, so he goes to one of the other ranches and ends up staying at a place that is managed by Violet, who he has instant chemistry with, so much so that she actually ends up pregnant. So before the holidays, he insists that she marry him and he come home with her for the holidays, which she actually is amenable to because she does want a family and she wants things to work out. So you'll have to read the book to see if it does. The third and last Christmas book is An Alaskan Christmas by Jennifer Snow, and it's about Erica, who is a workaholic surgeon and needs to take some time off for the holidays. So she decides to visit her best friend in Alaska and ends up seeing her brother, Reed, not her brother, her best friend's brother, and they obviously knew each other, but now sparks are about to fly. So this is a friends to lover book, but it also has the plot twist of the fact that he is a search and rescue guy, and he is local and committed to Alaska, and she is from the big city, which is far away. So you're gonna have to read the book to find out how they end up working out this long distance relationship. The next one is The Matzah Ball by Jean Meltzer, and this is about Rachel, who is Jewish but has a secret identity as a Christmas romance novelist. How cute is that? Now, Rachel has been asked by her publisher to also pen a Hanukkah book, which is something she could do, but she has never done, and she really just loves Christmas. So to kind of get her inspired, she decides to go to the Matzah Ball, which is on the last day of Hanukkah, and it's a Jewish music celebration, and she ends up running into Jacob, which is her arch enemy from summer camp, which I don't know if you call this a reunited enemies to lovers versus just enemies to lovers, because they kind of knew each other before, but as enemies. And she ends up maybe falling in love with more than just Hanukkah. The next one is a Thanksgiving romance. It is Montana Match by Carol Ross. And this is about Fiona, who wants to turn her life around, find the perfect guy, and live happily ever after. However, she's having a little hard luck with all of the dating apps, and she runs into a very handsome bartender named Simon who offers to step in and be her matchmaker for her. The only problem is she might be a little bit more attracted to Simon than she is all of the matches. However, he doesn't really fit the criteria that she has set out for the perfect guy. The next one is Thanksgiving Daddy by Rachel Lee, which, as you can probably guess from the title, is a Thanksgiving romance. I really like the twist on this one because not only is she in the military, so is he. So Edith does search and rescue, and she ends up rescuing this hunky Navy SEAL who is named Seth, and things go so well between them that they end up having a one-night stand. And then, of course, when she gets pregnant, he stands up and insists on being a dad to her baby, which she was planning on being a single mother anyway because it was a one-night stand. So you'll have to see if that works out by reading the book. And the last one is New Year Kiss with His Cinderella by Annie O'Neill, because we need to get one more holiday in there, so we have New Year's Eve. And what happens is we have a nurse named Avery in Nashville, and she obviously is scoping out the best person to stand next to when the ball comes down at midnight and to kiss, and it ends up being Dr. Carter, who works in the ER. However, they don't know that. This is their meet cute, and then the next day when he shows up for work, he ends up working with Nurse Avery. Now, he's an ER doctor, which means he travels a lot, and he doesn't want to get settled down, except he might want to get settled down in this particular case. And that's a wrap for Harlequin Holiday Romance Headquarters. Now remember, there are way more books than the ones that I mentioned on there, so make sure to go over to Harlequin's website, go to Discover, and then head over to Holiday Romance Headquarters, and there will be regular updates on that page between now and the holidays. All right, I hope everyone's having a fabulous day, and remember, if you like this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button below. We post new videos every week.